We begin tonight with a warning for homeowners and renters. Millions of State Farm insurance customers throughout California will soon see their rates go up. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. This emergency rate increase, approved by the state's insurance commissioner, will not only impact individual homeowners, but also renters and landlords. CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with how much more customers can expect to pay.
Richard, you've also looked at the conditions that State Farm has agreed to in exchange for these rate hikes. Break it down for us.
Well, Carlo and Marcella, you may remember that State Farm initially requested a 22% emergency rate increase for homeowners in the wake of the January wildfires. Now, that was later revised to 17%, as well as an average 15% rate hike for renters and 38% increase for owners of rental properties. And earlier today, an administrative law judge ordered a ruling supporting State Farm's request.
Even if the judge came back and had said, no, I don't think it's justified, the insurance commissioner has the final say.
And California's insurance commissioner had his say, ultimately backing the judge's ruling, which called State Farm's request a rescue mission to stabilize State Farm's financial condition while safeguarding policyholders.
State Farm has been declining financially for a significant period of time.
Carl Sussman is an independent insurance agency owner based in Los Angeles. He points out that even before the devastating wildfires in the Pacific Palisades and Altadena in January, State Farm had already requested a rate increase last year.
And what this boils down to is higher risk, higher exposure means higher premium.
These approved rate increases, including a 17% increase for homeowners, are just averages.
You might see someone that's nowhere near the brush that has a home, their rate might go up 5%. Right? But somebody that's closer to the hills or in an area that's very high risk for wildfire, they might see it go up 25%.
Rates for renters and condo owners will rise an average of 15%. And most dramatically, rates for owners of rental properties will spike an average of 38%.
State Farm's price for landlord policies has always been way below the industry. And I mean below every other carrier and by many factors. So I don't think it surprises anyone to see that they're playing catch up on that.
In getting this interim approval, State Farm's parent company has agreed to provide the insurance company with a $400 million cash infusion. State Farm has also agreed not to drop existing customers through the end of this year, and yet another hearing will be held in which State Farm must fully justify the need for a rate increase. If State Farm fails to demonstrate that need,
then they had to agree that they will refund that money that they've charged, the additional premium, plus interest to all of their affected policyholders.
But Consumer Watchdog, which has challenged State Farm's rate increase, is blasting the insurance commissioner's decision today, saying, quote, that refunds will be too little too late for homeowners who are already struggling to pay their home insurance premiums. Now, that full hearing is expected to take place sometime in October. And in the meantime, these rate hikes are expected to take effect June 1st, coming up very quickly.
All right, so I'm sure that State Farm customers are wondering if they will all see those premiums jump on June 1st, which isn't too far from now.
No, it's less than 3 weeks from today. Right, exactly. Well, it's not going to be that instantaneous. If you're a policy holder, once your policy ends, your current policy ends, you get that renewal notice in the mail, and that could be a few months down the road. That's when you'd see the new rate take effect. And keep in mind, State Farm is saying that they're promising to not drop any existing customers at least through the end of this year.
Okay, something caught my ear. 17% is the average increase. So that's an average. So how would I find out what my insurance rate is going to jump up to?
Right, without having to wait for that renewal notice to come into the mail. Well, you can talk to your insurance agent to see if they have any insight. Also, you can also go to the State Insurance Commissioner's website. That's insurance.ca.gov. They do have a tool there where you can plug in your information, where you live, what kind of insurance you're looking for. They'll give you a rough estimate. They'll also let you compare other companies, too, to see what they would charge you for the same policy. So.
I'm sure a lot of people will be clicking on that.
Exactly, a little comparison shopping. You like comparison shopping.
I do, and a lot of times you get with a policy and then you just keep renewing without really thinking twice about it. But this is an opportunity for people to take a hard look at what exactly they're paying.
Exactly.
Always good to reevaluate your coverage, but now even more. Richard Allen, thank you so much.
Thank you.